Hello, welcome to TNA Explore Version 2 Testing Episode 5. I have no idea how long this episode is going to be. Um, it's taken a long time to get to this point where I'm starting to record audio for it. There have been some significant changes. Firstly, I've negotiated with Tam. She's allowing me to keep Create in the mod pack on two conditions. One of those conditions, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make. First condition was that I make a moving windmill, a working windmill for her in Create. Second condition was that I add doggy talents. We'll talk about why adding doggy talents is going to be a problem a little bit later. Um, but for now, let's get into it. So, as you can see, I think Tam approved of my windmill. She even paid me an emerald for it. Let's take a look at some of the stuff I've been doing on here before we talk about the major changes that are coming. We've seen all of this before. Just pop up here. So there's Tam's windmill going around serenely. It's not actually doing any work, it's just pretty. In here, guess who I found? Jelly. Hello, Jelly. Okay, so this is where stuff gets interesting. So I've been doing a lot of experimenting with Create. Ignore that for now. The little water wheel. And that goes into my steel mill. Steel mill's got a mechanical crafter set up here. All I do is put some raw iron in here. It gets crafted together with a coke to make raw steel. Raw steel goes on here. It falls in there and gets smelted. This side is open because I keep changing the filters here. The last thing I made was smooth stone, so I just dropped some stone in there. It got smelted into smooth stone. So it started as a steel mill, now it's just a generic smelting setup. Now this bit that I said we must ignore is my lava farm. So fairly straightforward setup. Layer of lava, layer of any block, I like glass. Pointed dripstone into cauldrons, but then from there we have fluid pipes from Create, putting the lava out of the cauldrons via that pipe and sticking it into this big fluid tank. There are actually pipes there, but you can't see them. This is part of the reason for the major changes that are coming up. Um, the visuals in Create are a little bit glitchy on this pack, and I can't figure it out. What we have then up here is another pump that pumps lava out into the spout with the depot underneath it and two ender chests. This ender chest gets empty buckets put into it. The empty bucket pops out onto the depot, gets filled, and we have lava. And the lava actually goes into there. So fairly straightforward. I've also put this fluid pipe in, but that was a temporary thing for when I was making railway tracks, I think. Can't remember what I was making with the lava, but anyway. So it was just going to a spout there. Here's my cobble generator. This cobble generator is a fairly straightforward standard one. There's a bit of lava there. It drops down onto flowing water, turns into stone, and these mechanical drills break the stone. Cobblestone goes into there, and they end up in here. This cobble generator stops when it's 75% full because of the stockpile switch. When it's 75% full, it stops generating, and when it goes down to 50%, it starts generating again. Just by way of this redstone link, which is linked to this clutch. So if the cobble generator gets below 50%, the clutch engages and cobble starts getting generated. That's a pretty cool way, but I saw a design by Tango Tech that I would really want to implement, which knocks all other cobble generators out of the water completely. The thing is ridiculously fast. So I'll build one of those at some stage, just for funsies. Up here is where that spout filling lava buckets comes in handy. The buckets with lava are in this one, and over here we have a mechanical arm which picks up a bucket of lava there, feeds it to this blaze burner, and then puts the empty bucket in here to be refilled. Over here I put some copper there, some zinc there, and it goes into here, and we get brass out just into this grate for now. The whole thing is switched off at the moment to save the frames a little bit by this lever. So, straightforward. The nice thing is the automatic feeding of the blaze burner with lava, because a lava bucket lasts a long time on a blaze burner. This is a mess, we'll look at that now. This is just a compactor. So my storage network exports in via this color combination, red, blue, red. Exports things. So I export, for instance, copper nuggets. They go in here, they get squished into copper ingots that get pulled in here, and then this is just linked up to this triple yellow, which is connected to my storage network import. The speed controller on this, I think, is set to 256 at the moment. So if I run this and something else at the same time, I get overstressed. This is a very simple little setup for crafting things. At the moment, it's just set up for slabs, stone slabs, or any kind of slabs, really. Um, so I just fill this up with stone, and this starts generating stone slabs. Starts creating stone slabs. They go in here, which is connected via pipes to here. And this gets interesting. So this machine changes all the time, depending on what I want to make. The last thing I made here was polished rose quartz. So I've got sandpaper there. I just stuck some rose quartz in there, and the polished rose quartz ends up in there. If I want to make, for instance, train tracks, I change these out. So I arrange. I will show you how I arrange. for a deployer there, both getting iron nuggets and a smashificator thing, compactor, that thing, man, mechanical press in here, and they just do the whole thing. If I'm making precision mechanisms, which has to go through a process 5 times, I just connect up an item pipe here, which is filtered for incomplete precision mechanisms, pulls them out and sticks them back in there. Almost time to sleep. So up there, we've got 2 energy condensers. The idea with energy condensers is they take one thing, convert them into EMC, and then turn them into something else, turn the EMC into something else. So depending on what I want these deployers to have, I set these. So obviously the last thing I made with this one was train tracks. So I've got it making iron nuggets, and I just threw an emerald block in there to get lots of EMC. This one was also making, but then I changed it to sandpaper, so I just transferred all the nuggets that I had onto this side, and now this is generating sandpaper. So it's basically, so long as you've put enough whatever items you want to in there, it will keep going and keep supplying the deployers. Again, chunk loader, because I want this thing to run all the time. It's busy making something. Let's not go there yet. Here I have a simple crushing setup. Whatever goes in there gets crushed and goes in there. But that hardly ever has anything in it, because any crushed ores automatically go out here and they get washed and then go into my storage. Any gravel, sand, clay balls or flint automatically go into my storage. Straightforward. Here we have a haunting setup. It's all manual. If you want to haunt something, you stick a container full in here, or you just throw some in here. They get haunted. So you put sand in here, you get soul sand, that type of thing. This is new stuff. Trains. Here comes my train and my really cute train driver. I love that. Such a cute hat. So this train setup is basically just, if I want to store something, I've got some deep storage off on the other end of this rail. If I want to store stuff, I put it in there, make sure this lever is not powered. The train stops at this station, which lines up the portable storage interface with this side, and it fills up the train storage. When it's full, 5 seconds after it's been filled up, off it goes. If I want to get something out of my deep storage, I have to firstly change the schedule. So I've got 3 schedules here, one for cobble, one for sand, one for gravel. I take the parrot's schedule away, I give it a new schedule, and off it goes and fetches whatever I want. And then I make sure that this lever is not powered, and I put a shulker box or something in there so that it goes and fetches it, and it stops at this station, which lines the interface up with that one, and it offloads everything in the train to there. On the other side of the track, with the storing schedule, it stops here. Everything gets pulled out of the train, and it goes in here where this pipe distributes the stuff between 3 item belts, depending on what it is. My 3 item belts are in here. So starting to look nice with all the aging of the copper going on. So it's basically just 3 Very big item vaults. This one holds cobblestone, this one holds gravel, this one holds sand. I've got just content observers in there to update the screens on the front. You can see I've got 48,000 cobblestone, 13,000 gravel, and 4,000 sand. If I change the schedule to fetch stuff out of deep storage, so if I tell it, okay, fetch cobblestone, then it'll stop at this station and fill up from that interface there. Gravel, it'll fill up from there. Sand, it'll fill up from there. And we come back here. And then on the fetching schedules, it will stop at this station, which lines it up with that interface, and it gets unloaded. Fairly straightforward. Nice little train. Not a pretty train, but it's functional. So, big changes. Big, 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 big changes. The DNA Explore is a Forge mod loader mod pack. Reason being that Forge supported a lot of the mods that we like. Well, all the mods that we like. And, well, that's just what we went with. But Forge has a problem. It is hungry. Forge is a hungry, hungry boy. It's heavy on the machine, it's heavy on the client, it's heavy on the server. And you get strange stuff like this, like invisible pipes and lots of visual glitches with Create. I've tried changing all sorts of stuff, and I just cannot get rid of the visual glitches. I can't get rid of the lag. It's painful, frankly. So Tam and I put our heads together, and we came up with a set of mods to turn D&A Explore version 2 into a Fabric mod pack instead of Forge. One major thing that's going to be out of the mod pack now, which Tam is quite happy about, is Project E. There will be no more Project E. There will also be no more Easy Villages. Easy Villages is not available for Fabric, which Tam is also quite happy about. Sadly, there will be no Doggy Talents. I don't know why Doggy Talents is not available for Fabric, because it's such a cool mod. Obviously, the main reason we want to go with Fabric is it is a lot more efficient. It's a lot easier on the machine. On the client, it's a lot easier on the server. Oh, careful, Lama. So, yes. But that means we have to say goodbye to this world. Because well, all the blocks will disappear from this world, and all the biomes and things will disappear, because on Fabric we are going to be using the biomes you'll go instead of biomes of plenty. We won't have cyclic. We will have create. And there's a bunch of nice adventure type mods that we'll be adding. And we'll have to use create for the stuff that cyclic is doing for us at the moment. That should be quite an interesting challenge. These are Tam's lions. Don't worry, lions, you're not getting deleted, you're just getting paused. So we're going to say goodbye to this world now. At least for now, I'm going to park this world and switch off the server, and then we're going to generate a completely new world using the same seed as this world, but obviously a completely new world and a new set of mods and all of the rest. So let's head off to Storytime Corner. And we'll pop over here. And we'll say we will be back in a couple of minutes on another server, and bye bye to this world. So here we are in Minecraft 1.19.2 Fabric. Let's take a look at some of the mods that we've got in here. Additional structures, nice for exploring. Artifacts, nice for exploring because you can find all sorts of stuff in chests. Better Animals Plus, obviously. Bountiful, adds bounty boards to the world. Stuff to do, basically. Chalk for drawing on the world. Trust theorems of old villages. These villages are gorgeous. They really look good. Lamps for performance enhancement. Comfort so you can sleep anywhere. Create, obviously. Cryptopia for food. I'm using tank storage because I can. Next of blocks, display case. Tam wanted this. An angel ring so we can have create a flight, although it's quite difficult to make this one. And a chest to move stuff around. Entity culling is a performance mod. Explorer's compass, fabric waystones. Waystones, the normal waystones is also available for fabric, but I think this one's better. Free cam makes looking around easy, makes for interesting recordings. FTP backups because this is a mod pack and development, so backing up your world every now and then automatically is a very good idea. FTP quests because I don't think we'll ever get an NPCs mod for Fabric. So FTP quests is going to be the questing system if I ever get around to writing some quests. Goblin traders, gravestones. Identity is me trying to make up to Tam about not having doggy talents because she quite likes this one as well. You can, if you kill a mod, you can turn yourself into that mod. So she can play as a dog or play as a chicken or even as a creeper if she kills a creeper. Iris, so we've got shader support. The standard journey map, just enough items. Light overlay, very useful. Lightmatica, can design stuff in creative and then display the schematic in the world and build it. All the Macaw stuff, or pretty buildings. Magnum torch, which allows you to spawn proof an area by placing one torch. Miniad, useful for displaying things like spawn spheres and that kind of stuff. Mix and trace is important in a development cycle because it is likely that the game will crash every now and then mix and trace will give you a better indication of what caused the crash. A mob capturing tool makes it easier to move mobs and villagers around. More villagers, naturalist for more animals. Got the notepads. We've got other biomes you'll go. Got a quartz elevator. Tam likes to build things underground, hidden away underground, and then use an elevator mod to get to them. Replay mod will not be in the mod pack because replay mod is not available on CurseForge, but it's easy to add. Check it out, replaymod.com. It's very nice, but you have to add it manually because it won't be in the mod pack. Repurpose structures. Simple chunk loader for those chunks that we want to keep loaded. Small ships lets you create ships and sail them around the world using wind power. Sodium for optimizing. Starter kit to be cheaty. So essentially you can set what items a new player gets in the world with starter kit. So when they first sign in, they've got stuff in the inventory, and I'm using it as a bit of a cheat. I'm adding an angel ring to the starter kit and that kind of stuff. And the backpack. Structure is going to be quite nice. Supplementaries, Stomp storage mod. Because I like having some sort of storage network. Trading post makes it easy to trade with villagers because we don't have easy villagers. We have traveler's backpack. It's not as good as sophisticated backpacks, which is not available for fabric, but it's pretty awesome anyway. Twigs gives you a bunch of extra building blocks. Universal shops is for trading. So you could do admin shops to get, to give your players things more easily than, for instance, having to bed mine in the nether for netherite. Wind chimes, because they're cute. Dan wants to build with them. And Young's better mine shafts because I think they look a lot better than the default vanilla mine shafts. So those are our mods. I haven't set up a server yet. So for now, it's just single player world. This is using the same seed as the previous version of this. Takes a while to load. While we wait for it, I'm using OBS to record now. So my process is a little bit different. It might be a little bit more streamlined because in the past what I was doing is recording video using just the Xbox game bar and then afterwards recording voiceover for it using Audacity. Now I'm doing the video and the voice at the same time, and that might actually work out better. Well, you can see it's the same seed, and some of the mods that are in here are the same because that boat was in our previous world too. But there's one over there too. Interesting. We'll go check that out. Now let's go into the inventory. As you can see, GT mode with the angel ring already there, and a dragon traveler's backpack. So I just picked the best backpack I could think of and gave that to the player automatically. So if we open that up, more backpack, it's got 2 tanks. It's got a crafting grid. And if you press this button with a green arrow on it, it's there on my back. So I think we know what the general layout of this world is because it's the same seed. But let's go see what is now. Oh, hello, crab. Let's see what shows up where our abandoned colony used to be. Nothing. Because that abandoned colony actually generated over this piece of ocean. Okay. So, new world. Let's punch a tree. I can't decide which biome generator is best. I quite like this one actually. Other biomes you'll go. Because you get dramatic stuff like that. No big. I don't like these boars. You see? Pork chopped. I've been murdered by a pig. Now where is this pig? Finally. Put them over there. Because we have a gravestone and we have our backpack sitting here too. Break by gravestone. Shift right click on the backpack. Backpack. Let's just stick some stuff in there. I want the bread obviously because I need to eat now. Now, where were we? Before we were so rudely interrupted by that dirty rotten swine. I could have just flown up into the air now that I think of it. Badger, 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 badger. Sorry. Uh, Interesting. I did lose my angel ring. It wasn't in my grave. That's not good. Well, that's not right. Okay. It's nice having a crafting table in your backpack. But now I can't fly anymore. It's annoying. I'll need to look into that. Wow. Let's just cheat. This looks incredible. Fragment forest. Let's see if I can remember the button for GTCam. Yes, I can. This looks amazing. Nice thing about angel rings, no fall damage. Hello? Anybody here? Didn't think so. Nice. So, just past this, look what we come across. See what I mean about the villagers looking really nice? This is amazing. That could be useful. I suppose a potato and this first log and a cabbage seed could also be useful. Let's put the villager hat on. I just realized iron golems have names too. Hello, Clunk. Roomba discovery. Hello, kitty. Nitwit. Now, the only downside with these gorgeous new villages is I don't think waystones generate in them, which is unfortunate. So if we want waystones, we have to find them in the wild or craft them. So not too far away from spawn, we're over here. Spawn's over here. We've come across this area. And I think this is where we're going to settle down for now. Imagine a Nice little, or maybe less little, maybe big house down there. And then up in these things, these towers here, all sorts of weird and wonderful create contraptions with belts, moving stuff up and down, and shoots with fans at the bottom, all sorts of stuff, and all sorts of machines up here doing automatic crafting of stuff and looking really cool. So I think our base is going to be very vertical around here, but we'll start off with a little house down here at the bottom. Yes, that's going to be cool. So remember I said we had shader support? Just look how epic this place looks with complementary shaders. I love it. This is going to be nice. Here where I've put these two torches is going to be story time corner. So we can see that stuff from down there. If I go like this, oh, go away, grass. Yep, I like it. So, here we are. I think this is where we will end episode 5. Next episode, we will be getting a good start in this world, and we'll see what we can find and what we can get and generate, and most importantly, what exploration adventures we can have. Thanks for watching, and bye bye, everyone.